On today's My Mortgage Hound Daily Home of the Day, we are going back down to Evergreen Highway where I found a new listing. We're going to cover market statistics for that specific part of Southwest Washington in Vancouver, and we're going to talk about 2-1 buydowns. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at in the world today. Wednesday, October 8th. Yesterday we went down to Evergreen Highway and found a new listing. This morning when I woke up and I was looking for new listings, I found another one down on Evergreen Highway. So we might spend the rest of the week down there. Let's break down today's interest rates and get right to it. We are flat as a pancake. Yesterday we talked about the government shutdown and how it is really having a neutral effect on interest rates. And I'm excited to see how this plays out with the anticipation for October's Fed rate cut. Will we see rates hold and then have a spike one way or the other based on what the Fed's announcement is? How long is the government shutdown going to affect things? But right now it's having a nice impact on interest rates, leaving it very, very flat. Mortgage rates hold steady in a tight range. Mortgage rates have been in a very narrow range for nearly 3 weeks, with the last major move seen on September 17th and 18th following the Fed rate cut. So all good things. 6.38 national average on 30-year fixed. Jumbo loans still under conforming rates at 6.29. FHA 6.08 and VA 6.10. All right, today we are going to 3515 Southeast 144th Court. On the east side of Evergreen Highway. We'll look at the map in just 1 second. 3 beds, 3 baths, 3,400 square feet, built in 1989, sitting on a half acre. Welcome to your own private retreat. This home is listed by Claire. Designed for connection, comfort, and simple joys of everyday living. This is a very long description, so we're going to skim this. Mature trees, lush gardens, quiet cul-de-sac, gracious front walkway, oversized windows. I love ChatGPT. Morning breakfast happened at the Eden Bar. Covered deck. Primary suite offers a retreat within a retreat. Imagine curling up by the fireplace with your favorite book, stargazing from your private deck, or unwinding in the soaking tub as the day melts away. The lower level is all possibility. Have movie nights in the family room with its toasty wood stove. Set up a game room, create a guest suite, or turn a bonus space off the garage into a workshop, studio, or hideaway. Interesting. Right. A lot of romanticism in this description. We're going to have to go to the pictures for some more details. Okay, let's look at the map really quick. So you can see here we're right on Evergreen Highway on the north side of the highway and on the east side of 205. Yesterday we were right over here. So very close to where we looked at yesterday. Let's look at some pictures. Okay. So there's that pathway that comes up. It looks like there's a private drive that leads you into your driveway. Lots of concrete. Here's our entryway. Looks like vinyl plank flooring. Little living room, bay window. I think that's called a visiting room when it's right off the entry. Formal dining room. Nice big windows. Okay. To me, that looks like 𝐼𝐸 countertops. It could be quartz. Looks like original cabinets. I like them, but they are a little dated. Some white paint maybe. Lots of options there, but looks like nice cabinets, just a little dated. But nice big kitchen. Pretty standard. Now compared to the home we looked at yesterday that was 100% remodeled and up to date, there's a lot of opportunity here, but you got to take into account too that we're at $925, which is a little bit more than we were looking at yesterday. Here's our primary, big primary with a wood burning fireplace in the primary. I love that. Looks like you have a little sitting area over here with some built-in cabinets here. French door out to the private deck. Walk-in closet. Okay, primary bath. Have some wallpaper that's easy to fix. Tile countertops, soaking tub. You know, again, this matches the kitchen, right? Nothing wrong here, but definitely needs some updating. You know, when we talk about financing, I have it built out just like yesterday, doing a 2-1 temporary buy down on a 30-year fixed conforming mortgage. But this is one where, let's say you have $500,000 to put down. You might want to put $100,000 or $200,000 less down and use that to come in here and update this house. And the rule of thumb I use is for every $10,000 financed, you can expect approximately $60 in payment. So if you're looking at putting $100,000 less down, you can roughly estimate that your payment will go up by approximately $600 a month. So when you're looking at a house like this, you're like, oh man, it's going to cost so much to remodel it. But if you have $500,000 you're going to put down, maybe hold back $100 or $200. You know, at that point, $600 or $1,200 a month for a complete remodel on a home like this might not be that bad. It might be an attractive option. Okay, here's our wood burning stove, cool fireplace, big living room. You know, like coming in here and just replacing the wallpaper, updating the vanity and the countertops. You know, this isn't a gut job. This is just an update. Now this is really cool. We have our garage here, French doors off the garage into this bonus room, which would be awesome as a shop or as a game room. I can see putting a wet bar in here, turning this into a game room with a pool table, some TVs. Here's our, I believe this is the front deck, looking over your ½ acre. Very nice. Very cool. Okay. Before we dive into the numbers, we're going to be spending time on this report that Troy Jensen over at Professional Realty Services of Washington sent over, and this is the RMLS report for all the market data for the month of September. And if we look at East Heights for September, okay, there are 32 active listings. 13 of those are considered new listings. 4 of those were expired or canceled. 15 pending sales. Pending sales 25 versus 24 is up 36%. That's huge. But we saw a 36% increase in Evergreen Highway, East Evergreen Highway, from 2024 compared to 2025. In September, there have been 8 closed sales. Average sales price $661. Total time on market 85 days. All right, let's look at some numbers. let's just do this really quick here before we dive into a breakdown. You can see if we put 20% down, our loan amount is $740,000 and our payment is $5,401. If we were to change this and put $500,000 down, our payment goes from $5,406 to $3,434. Now, if we put 20% down, let's go back here. Our cash to close is going to go from $513,000 to $198,000. So that's about a $300,000 swing. Imagine what you can do for $300,000 to this house, and it's going to cost you roughly $2,000 a month. So that is what I was talking about when I said, you know, it's when you look at a house that needs some work, that's not too bad depending on what you're looking to do. Okay, but let's say we want to put 20% down. That makes our loan amount $740,000. Today's interest rate, according to Mortgage News Daily, 6.38. Let's do a quick breakdown of that $5,400 payment. $46.19 is principal and interest, $682 for property taxes, $100 a month for homeowners insurance, bringing us that total payment of $5,401. Now, if we were to ask the sellers to pay for a temporary 2-1 buy down, which is a loan feature you can add to almost any loan product, year one, our first 12 payments, the interest rate is 4.38. That's down 2%, bringing our payment to $4,478, saving us $922 a month. In year two, our payment is reduced by 1%, bringing it down to 5.38, saving us an additional $472 a month at $4,928. With $198,000 out of pocket. If we look at negotiating, this 2-1 temporary buy down is going to cost the sellers $16,742. And I'm not a real estate agent, I'm just a mortgage guy, but I have a feeling there's lots of room to negotiate here. So I think you can get this 2-1 temporary buy down and then some, possibly. Talk to a good real estate agent. Speaking of which, we have lots of good real estate agents that are friends of the show that come on the live stream on Saturdays. If you are looking for a new real estate agent, let me know. I would love to make a recommendation. But there you go. There is Evergreen Highway Part 2. Who knows, we might go back down to Evergreen Highway tomorrow and make this an Evergreen Highway week. Hit the like button, subscribe. I have a big announcement this Saturday on our live stream where we're going to be doing a pretty cool fundraiser. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.